We are going to do sort of an array, and we will be using selection sort. So what is selection sort? Selection sort is like you select the smallest element and place it at the beginning of the array. Then again you, for the rest of the elements, select this next smallest element. Similarly, you do have to select the smallest element from the remaining list and form the list. So the logic is like complete, scan the list and find the smallest element, place it at the position 0. And for the next element, again you search for the smallest element and place that element into the position. And then for the next position, you again select the next smallest element, and similarly you have to select the spot. Keep on selecting the smallest element and form and place it at the position. So that is the reason it is called selection sort, because we need to select the smallest element. So let's write the code for it. So for code, we need to form a loop int I equal to 0, I less than num start length I plus plus. So we need to select how many elements. For example, in this case, 1 2 3, if there are 4 elements, so this loop will run 4 times. But we can think like if we select the 3 smallest element, the last element which is left, which will be always the smallest, correct? So we can run this loop only n minus 1 time. Now we form the min index. So I we think as a min index. So initially what we have to do, we have to find the smallest element. So we think like, okay, this is the index of I, we think this is the minimum element we have seen, and if we find another minimum, we update that min index. So for that case, we take another loop for int j equal to I plus 1, j less than num start length j plus plus. So what we check, if we check if nums of j, the element at which we are, is smaller than the min index. So we found another index which contains a number which is smaller than number which is present as min index. So if that is the case, we update our min index with j. Once this is done, we found the minimum number which is at index min index. So now we have to just swap the min index with the ith index for which we were searching. So the swap logic is we store the number nums I, then we place the number of min index to the position of the array, and then we place the number stored in the temp to the min index. So doing this, the number got swapped, 1 got swapped with 5. So for the next loop, it will go to index 1, that is 2. So for the 2, we don't need to search the previous element because already it is sorted. We don't need to start from 2 itself because we need to search the rest of the remaining, because we have marked this as a minimum index. If none is found, it will be only the min index, and the swap will happen at this place only, and the number will be at the min index only. So that is the reason we are doing j equal to I plus 1. So it will start from 3, and again it will search the minimum index. Now here 1 is swapped with 5, so here is virtually 5. So between 3 and 5 it will search the minimum index, but nothing is the minimum, 2 is the only minimum. So it will get swapped with 2, and then it will move forward. Similarly, this loops complete, and then we can return the nums. Let's verify the code. Yeah, it's working fine. Let's take a test case with the way the number are in descending order: 9, 8, 7, 6, and 5. So if we get 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then it's fine. Yeah, we are getting the expected output 5, 6, 7, 8. Visualize the execution of our program. So we have just copied our code. in id, and we will execute this and see the output. So will I start a debugger here. We go to the test case, we debug it. So we'll see the execution of our program step by step. Okay, so our execution has started on selection sort line number 11. So we are giving the input 5231, and we expect the output as sorted 1235. So we move to the next line. Okay, so this is the num 5231. Then we got expected, and if expected we have 1234. Now we call our actual selection sort. So this method is called, which will actually sort it and give you the output. So we are inside our method. This is going to execute. So as per our expectation, the num's length is 4, 4 element, and we will start the loop. So loop is started and ith index is 0. So we are at 0 index, and min index will be captured. So we have min index is captured as 0. So nums at min index is 5 and nums at num dot length is 4. So the element at min index is 5. So index number 0, element is at element number is 5. So everything is fine. The program will search for jth index. So let's go inside it. So we got j equal to 1, j equal to 1, because 5 is I, and we search for the next smallest element from j equal to 1 to list. So first it is comparing that if num of j is less than min of index. So we are comparing that, okay, min index is 0, j is 1. So is 2 smaller, which is true. So this program will go inside the loop, if loop, yeah. We go inside and it update our min index to j. So initially min index is 0, so now it will be get updated to j, which is 1. So it will get updated and we get the min index as 1. Now next time the j will be incremented, so j become 2. So j become 2, and it again checks if j at index 2 is 3 and number at index 1 is 2. So 2 was selected minimum index. So the 3 is not a minimum there too, so it didn't gain in the loop, and again it's going to the j loop. So we know that the minimum index at min index is 2. Currently the smallest number we have found is 2. If we found any number which is less than 2, it will get updated. So for the next j, which is the j equal to 3, so 0 1 2 3, we are at number 1. So if number 1 is less than number 2, which is true, it will get updated. So this loop ends. So we are ready to insert the smallest element at the index 1, that is position 1, where the min index is found to be 3. 3 means 0 1 2 3, that is number 1, and we are going to place this min index at index I equal to 0, at position 0. So this swapping logic will come into impact, and you can see over here that 1 got swapped with 5. So this now it will go for the second element. So I became 1, that is it is searching for the smallest element to place at index or the position number 1, which start with 2. So it goes in the loop. It doesn't find a number which is smaller than 2 for the rest of the list, that is 3 and 5. It will check for now for 5. No, it comes out, it's swapped with 2 with 2, so number is 2 only, so the index is 1 2. Now it searches to place the smallest number at number 3. So you can see it goes for I equal to 2, it is number 3. So min index is 2, because we have marked that 3 as the min index, and if we find any number which is smaller than 3, then we will update that min index. So for the time being, the number at min index is 3. It goes through the loop, didn't find 5 is not smaller, so it update the 3 with 3. Similarly, 3 element has been sorted, and now this is num less than is doesn't satisfy the condition, and it will come out, and simply it will return. So it return the actual, and then we can see if this assert equal is true or not. Yeah, so our test pass. So, so this is how the debugger is working, and we have executed the complete code one by one, and we saw it's working fine. Thanks for being with me with the debugging steps.